Well, hello, everybody. We are back. How'd you do this again? It's been a fair wee while since I have done anything live, so forgive a little bit of rustiness and welcome to EFL season 26-27. And we strangely start with EFL Cup action, which Kim Helberg, the Middlesbrough manager, described as kind of halfway between a friendly and the real kickoff. But I quite like it as a little way in, and we can all get reacquainted by means of Middlesbrough versus Wrexham tonight. And that's a nice fixture, isn't it? Middlesbrough, many, including the bookies and the market, are having them challenging for the top two. And obviously Wrexham, many are having them challenging for, I was going to say, the top six, the top eight this season. Look, they finished in the top eight last season. So these should be front runners in the EFL Championship this season. And they meet tonight in our first watch-along of 26-27 in the EFL Cup. Huge welcome to everybody. I know it's been a long while because if you remember, I didn't actually do the playoffs live. I was lucky enough to be invited up to Manchester to do the sportsman watch-alongs for all of the EFL Championship playoffs. So the last live we did here on the channel was gloriously Ipswich beating QPR to get promoted to the Premier League. Happy memories of that. But here we go on what will be the first of many watch-alongs this season, and I am here for it. Thank you. I'm seeing some familiar names. Thank you for being patient. People that are always in the watch-alongs, in the live streams, haven't gone away. So for the first of many watch-alongs, for the first time this season, let's go for a like spike, and then we will get into all the whys, wherefores, and whatnot for Middlesbrough versus Wrexham. But wherever you're watching, whether you're up there on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, or you're down there on TikTok, you need to hit the thumbs up button right now. Like spike time. You've got 11 seconds. Hit thumbs up like that right now. Right, should we say hello to some people in the comments before we get into this? My God, we got a super chat. Liam. We said to Liam last season as Sheffield Wednesday were being relegated, please don't go away. And here he is with a super chat immediately. Welcome back, Liam. Thank you so much. That is the first super chat of 26-27. Thank you so much. Normal plugs here. This will always be free, but if you can support via super chat, that is wonderful. Hi to Stray Catnip and Blade Runner. And to Jeff, welcome. Tom C, ITFC, welcome. Homer Polska, welcome. Big Lurker, welcome. The legend, Jake, producer Jake, up to his neck in content this weekend for the channel. What a hero. Kev, welcome to you. I'm having a great summer, mate. It is tremendous. And it is Enid's birthday party on Sunday. So that is both stressful and joyous at the same time. Steve, welcome back. Thank you so much. Chris, welcome to you on Facebook. Steve, Dave, channel legend, welcome to you. I've got the fan on. It's making me eye stream. Hopefully you can't hear it down there. Manic, welcome to you. Carter, PNE indeed. Eddie, some more Charlton tiki-taka watch-alongs. You loved to see it. Peacock quizzes, welcome. Matt, regular welcome to you. Kelly, Icon, $10 on the super chat. Can I do that? Can I do that back? Does that look like a heart? My fat hands aren't doing it, are they? Missed this, $10 on the super chat. Thank you so much, Kelly. Leon, welcome to you. Yeah, we are back. Who else do I want to say? I want to say hi to everybody before we start doing this. Dave, A happy hammer. I think we're going to get quite a few of those this season. Welcome, West Ham fans, to the channel, of which there are plenty from what I can see. Gary, welcome. Have I missed anyone? Eugene, welcome. Tao, welcome. Annie, you bloody legend. We're so back. We are back. Bristol City are back, Annie, you know. And is that the last one there? WJC, Blue Nose here. We'll do predictions in just a second. Thank you to all the people. I've got a new little phone stand there to try and make the TikTok thing a little bit smoother this season. We will try and, interact both ways there. I've got to read that. My favourite YouTube, EFL Benjamin, is back for a new season. I am back and really, really looking forward to this. Sorry, there's more highs coming in there. We'll get to you during the show if you hang around. I'll try and read out everybody's comments. Right, should we do team news there? Because we are 7 minutes away from kickoff in this one. Middlesbrough versus Wrexham. We are across all of the team news when I get it up on my iPad. Let us know, as ever. What do I say at this point? Let me know who you're looking forward to seeing playing and who your potential match winners are. Okay, the good news, you lot, is we've got quite strong lineups tonight. Sol Bryn is still the Middlesbrough keeper. Will he be the Middlesbrough keeper at the end of the transfer window? Potentially not, but he is in today. Callum Britton is the right back. Ayling and Borges as centre-backs. We'll talk about Adilson Malanda, who is down with FootMob and with Sky in midfield. So we'll assume he's going to be a midfielder. And we have a new name for you from the United States. Max Arfston replaces Matt Targett at left back. Middlesbrough have been splashing the cash, let's just say. 15, 20 million for Hackney, 20 million sell-on for Morgan Rogers, and they have been enjoying spending it. Malanda, we think, then in midfield with Bearhalter, no Aidan Morris there, and Castledine. Sarmiento down the left-hand side, and Whitaker down the right-hand side. Will Lankshear, another new signing in there up top. So plenty of new faces in for Boro. On the bench, McLaughlin, Dieng, two keepers. How about that? Edmondson, Daly, Cartwright, Dede, McCabe, eBay, Kyle, Joseph. So not a lot other than Joseph on the bench. There is 85 Ash and Phil Parkinson chattering away in the tunnel there. Two guys who know a hell of a lot about EFL football. And Phil Parkinson's team looks a little something like this. Ward in goal. Again, both of these sides may have new goalkeepers when the transfer window closes. They've both been in that market, haven't they? Back three, as ever, for Parky and Wrexham. Viner, Hyam, Doyle. Strong. A new right wing-back for Wrexham. They borrowed one last season, Kabore. They've got Imre on a permanent this season down the right-hand side. Down the left-hand side is George Thomason. I'm just checking the bench there. No Kachacho. Interesting. Looks like the Wrexham bench is stronger than the Boro bench. Read into that what you will if this one goes to substitutes. Rathbone, James and O'Brien in a midfield three with, God, I get Nathan Broadhead and Jeremy Sarmiento in the same game. Be still, my beating heart. Broadhead and Smith up top. Obviously, I'm referring to a couple of Ipswich Town double promotion heroes, but we're not here to talk about that, even if that is my great reference point here. On the bench then, this is quite strong from Wrexham. Okonkwo, Scar, Clareworth, Ben Whiteman, hopefully we'll see him. That'd be a debut, wouldn't it? Dobson, Longman, Cadamarteri, Keeler Dunn, Kiefer Moore. It's a very, very strong bench for Wrexham, whereas Middlesbrough appear to have a strong first 11 and, other than Kyle Joseph there, a fairly sort of young, inexperienced bench. So you think Kim Hellberg, if he doesn't win this in 60 minutes, then he's probably losing it off the benches or losing it on penalties. Because we know in the EFL Cup first round, we do 90 minutes and then we go straight to penalties. Right. Shall we do some predictions? Before we get to them, let me just tell you what has been said on the poll, on the Benjamin Bloom community tab. 65% predict Boro qualify, 35% pick Wrexham to qualify. So pretty heavy on Middlesbrough to go through with the home advantage. All I'll say, before you get your predictions in, look at the benches if this goes past the hour mark. So wherever you are, if you're down there on TikTok as well, I'll try and interact. Apologies, it's difficult to do both and I'm out of practice. Get your predictions in. You don't have to be funny. You don't have to be clever. Just write your prediction. We'll read them together. You have got 24 seconds. Get your score predictions in right now. YouTube stinger is finishing. I'll repeat that. So it's on YouTube there. Golder on the TikTok 2-1 Borough. Let's have, let's have these on screen rather than just on the side there. Up the Borough. Tough game tonight, says Andrew. Right. Where am I going here? 1-1. Fortnight. Is that the first one? I think it is the first one. Too superstitious to make a prediction. Wearing my signed number 33 shirt. I'm having it, Kelly. That sounds tremendous. Desmond for Dave. We're going to penalties. Penalties already. Had enough of them after the World Cup. 2-1 Borough. Jeff. 3-2 Wrexham. 0-F in 0. We cannot start with a 0-F in 0. Liam, can we? Oh, do you know what I haven't done? I haven't got the clock prepped. Oh, dearie me, you're going to tell me off in a minute. Right. What I'm going to do, I am going to smash these predictions all up on the screen, and then I'm going to need to... Yeah, told you I was out of practice at this. There we go. Sorry if you're not getting your prediction read out. That's my fault. I knew I was going to have forgotten something. There you go. Right. Let me try and figure the clock out while I am talking. Sorry, I'm out of predictions. Was there any more predictions on TikTok? Can't see any. I can't even remember how to do this. Right, first half timer. We are about to kick off at the Riverside. I'm making a dog's dinner of getting the timer up on the screen. Although actually it's there in the background now. I'm never going to make this on time, am I? Surely not. I could have not even mentioned it, couldn't I? Hey, right, we have kicked off. What do I do? Sorry, if I don't say this out loud. Share screen. There we go. First half watch along timer. And then I need to put it like that. Does that need to go full screen? I'm nearly there, guys. So sorry. Your useless host has not done this for a while. Add to stage. There you go. And how far are we in? 30 seconds. That wasn't too much of a train wreck of a effort, was it? Right, let me sync this up perfectly and we can actually pay attention to the game. Yes, I did it. And if you look just above the score, you will see a huge thank you. We are back with the Sportsman podcast this year, which means Callum and the brilliant team over at Betfred are helping us out with the Watchalongs, and we thank them profusely for their support. Right, let's get into this. Barry's asking, what's the attendance like? It doesn't look terrible. I don't think they've got all of the stands open there at Boro. It's always fairly quiet on EFL Cup first round. Bricktop, am I doing Millwall v West Ham? I don't know. What I will say to you guys, I've said to the missus that Enid goes swimming on Sunday lunchtimes, that I will not work at that point and I will always be at swimming. So if that game's on a Sunday lunchtime, then no. But any other time, yeah, we'll probably see it. Right, here come Boro. Down the left, worked inside. Luke Ayling's got it on halfway. Clipped forward, and Sarmiento's on the left wing. If you wanted to predict the formula of this game, you've got a team in Wrexham that was very good without the ball. And you've got a team, Middlesbrough, who dominated possession last season. So you'd expect that to be the case. And Boro on the ball in the early going, as you can imagine. Wrexham have just snapped out, though. Fed down the left to Nathan Broadhead, who engages Ayling. Steps in to the box. Knocked out to Doyle. Very decent cross there on the left foot by Callum Doyle. Decent box scene, actually, for Wrexham. Throw in is won by Max Afston. Yeah, really good cross, actually. That's a chance. Who was that? Was it Matty James arriving in the middle? He got in between the centre-backs. So it's Rathbone. Ooh. Rathbone holds his head. All that happens there, that bounces up off the turf. And if it sits down a bit, that's 1-0 Wrexham immediately. Hot start to this one. Great cross by Doyle. That's one of the benefits of the three centre-back system. Sometimes the spare man is the wide centre-back. And if they can cross like Doyle did there, they can make plenty of chances. Crossed in by Berhalter, another United States international who I'm seeing for the first time. I'm not going to call him the Hayden Hackney replacement. That's probably not possible, but he's playing in midfield for Boro this season. And, oh, here they come into the box. It was Britton down the right. Doyle blocks out. Really, really lively start from both sides here in this one. They don't fancy messing about with penalties today. Bills, I'm hearing Anis Mehmeti off to Birmingham. Have I heard anything? No. And if it was well sourced, I wouldn't tell you anyway. But no, seriously, I haven't heard anything about that on TikTok. Bills, good player, Mehmeti. Quite like to keep him, actually. A little bit of Royal Rumble there in the penalty box after the set play. It's going to be a restart for Wrexham. 4 on the clock. Got a couple of extra games tonight. We have a goal at Molineux for Wolves. Got picture-in-picture down there. Just stroked in. They're playing Port Vale. And Adam Armstrong, the absolute championship bagsman, get in the comments. How many goals is he scoring this season for Wolves? Has opened the scoring at the Molineux there. Wolves in the championship this season. Armstrong tends to score lots and lots of goals at this level, doesn't he? And he's up and running in the Carabao. Whitaker, Britton, Boro, nice territory. Cross swung in back stick. Imre takes no chances, sticks it behind for a goal kick. Goddard, Armstrong 25 in all comps. Wouldn't be surprised, mate. Someone said 10 there on the screen. Can I make that taller so I can see more of your comments? I can. There you go. 28, said Bricktop. Another corner to Boro. who've started well, but Wrexham had the best chance of the game. Doyle's cross put over the bar by Rathbone. Corner goes short into the 6-yard box. Oh, how is that not 1-0? Huge save there. There's Lankshear and Melander arriving at the same time. Point blank. Oh, cross goes back into the back stick. This is a really open game. Wrexham can't quite clear their lines. The penalty shout in there as well. Absolute carnage. And here they come on the break with Broadhead, who controls immaculately and swings the ball into the centre circle. Should be 1-1 now. I want to say good save by Ward, but he shouldn't have had a hope saving that, should he? We are awaiting a replay. 20 plus for Armstrong. If he stays fit, he scores plenty, doesn't he? Wrexham trying to build up down the right. Aston nicks in. Given away. It was Neto Borges, excuse me. Here comes Doyle again. Crossed in and cleared away. I want to see that chance that Boro had, but the ball won't go out of play. Which is no bad thing, is it? Did I miss a super chat? I'm so sorry. Liam. Thank you so much, Liam. Back with us as ever. Thank you. £1 on the super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Thoughts on Trafford to Leeds? You know me. I bloody love the Championship, and I think James Trafford is the best goalkeeping performance we've seen in the Championship since I've been covering it. So, yeah, huge fan. Let me know if you can hear the fan. Hopefully it's not causing any problems. My flashy new mic does weird things trying to gate out sound. And sometimes if you put the fan on it, it thinks there's noise coming from elsewhere that it needs to remove and is a bit brutal. Right, this ball's going out for a goal kick. Come on, Sky Sports. Show me the replay of that chance. Here we go. Corner went short. I don't think anybody's offside. Lankshear's there. And Melander misses from 1 yard out. Has to score there. To be fair to Ward, it's a great save. Ward is given a chance and he makes the save. However, Melander has got to bury that from 1 yard out, hasn't he? Wrexham just a little bit sleepy off the short corner there. Fair play to Ward. Shouldn't have had a hope, but he made the save. Doyle is a great player for Wrexham. Will be in the Premier League next season with or without Wrexham. Yeah, he's very good, isn't he, Doyle? Manchester City youngster. High caliber. Corner Boro. And we can now say Boro are on top. We were saying Wrexham had the best chance of the game. They haven't now because Melander should have scored. It should be 1-1 really, shouldn't it? Rathbone's a bit unlucky. Ball bounces up from Doyle's cross, puts it over the bar. Melander has to score there, though, doesn't he? Great save, though, by Ward in goal. Corner, which Berhalter swings in, falls to the edge of the box, and we have a foul on the near post, I think on Sam Smith. Parky seems to be questioning what's going on there, but he's got the decision. Really, really appreciate you guys all being here. There will be so many watch-alongs on the channel. We will major Friday night, Saturday lunchtime, and count them up. 12 midweek rounds. 12 three-game weeks. So we'll likely be here. Some weeks we'll do Tuesday, Wednesday. Some week we'll do probably just Tuesdays. It'll be rare that we do just Wednesdays, but we'll try and do as many as we can. Hurled down the line by Thomason. Smith falls for the Ayling flop. And Luke Ayling wins a foul against the striker for the 10 millionth time in his career. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this here channel on YouTube, or if you're watching on Facebook or on Twitter or TikTok in particular. Pretty tricky to get followers on TikTok if you're not on there live babbling along all day, which I'm not. Tao, looking forward to the watch-alongs. Yeah, me too. Great to be back. Oh, that's turned over to Lewis O'Brien. Spreads it outside. Really positive from Viner. Viner to the edge of the box, shooting position there, and he just has it nicked off his toe. He's won it back, though. Viner tries to sort his feet out, cleared. It's going to be a Wrexham throw. Great run forward. By Viner. Liam, is the BB 1-24 predictions in the final draft stage? It has been filmed, Liam. I will say no more. We'll put it out on Sunday. I filmed it. Jake is working on it. The most terrifying video of the entire season. Imre crosses back stick. Doyle heads it back across. Oh, Broadhead. Looked like he should have just headed that into the far corner. I don't know what happened there. Was it behind him and he couldn't get his neck around it? Looked like a really good chance for Broadhead to just flip that in the far corner. I will await the replay to see if I'm right. It's turned over. Whittaker looked like he's fouled there, yeah. The flag going up for a foul? Surely, yeah, he had to pull that back, didn't he? Lewis O'Brien's complaining. Clear foul in my opinion. Nice to see a replay of that Broadhead chance there. Callum Doyle's playing really well, isn't it? It's a great head back by him, keeping that alive on the far post. Oh, Broadhead, yeah, he should do better with that, shouldn't he? Yeah, he just completely mistimes it. Ends up doing a glancy header when he needs to just neck muscles that into the far corner. Into Smith there. Great hold up, but then he's given it straight back to Boro. Worked out to the left-hand side, Castledine. The cross comes in. Malanda. Neat and tidy, Bearhalter. Remember, no Morris in midfield for Boro today. Ayling. Lankshear hits the shot low. Easy, easy save. 0-0, really open. Both sides should be on the score sheet, really. Decent watch, to be fair. Kim Helberg was right. It's got a nice feel. Not quite the intensity of a championship game or the housery of a championship game, but definitely doesn't feel like a friendly, does it? Here comes Doyle again, one of the best players on the pitch. It's another great cross from Doyle. Oh, my goodness me. How that guy has not got an assist today is beyond me. Imre lets it go under his foot. Callum Doyle's the best player on the pitch here, the Wrexham centre-back. What a cross. Imre lets it go. It bounces again. He just miskicks it. Callum Doyle is so unlucky not to have an assist here. Could have had one for Rathbone. Should have had one for Broadhead. Could have had one for Imre. Castledine. Out onto the left to Arston. Nice cross in for Lankshear. Good header out by the omnipotent Doyle. Whittaker. Always trying to look for that little cut in and shot with the left foot. Crowded out by Wrexham, who are a very good defensive side. Aren't they? Imre comes away with it. Ben, I'd like to say thank you for all the one-to-one chats with club fan channels. Very kind to say. I've really enjoyed doing those. it does make you realise, you think you know it all, when you're covering the whole division, but you really don't know the slightest thing compared to these club individual creators. There's some brilliant creators out there, and I've tried to put some of my favourite ones on the channel. Blade Runner, depressing Sheffield United press conference today. Tell me more. Say more in the chat. Craig on TikTok, we got Rotherham tomorrow. Who do you support, mate? Who's got Rotherham? Forgive me. Kim Hellberg's got a very handsome skim fade there. I'm not a short hair guy, as you can see, but looks decent. West Brom. Good luck. Elsewhere in the EFL Cup today, we know that Middlesbrough are in the lead. Stevenage have also taken the lead at Wycombe. An all League One affair, that one. And last night, in fact, right on cue, Sky are going to show me the Stevenage goal down at Adams Park. Long ball forward, some horrible defending. Swept up, near post finish. Striker will be really pleased with that. Wycombe manager Mike Duff is not going to be happy. Dan Kemp, the goal scorer there. 0-0 in this one, but really lively stuff. We should have had at least a goal, if not a couple. Jamie Mackey having a chat with Burrell on ours YouTube chat. Oh, Mackey's quality, isn't he, Dave? All but confirmed Gus Harmer has no interest in signing again. Yeah. In the words of the great Bob Marley, Exodus from Sheffield United. Malanda, big switch of play, well watched by Thomason, doing a job there on Morgan Whittaker. Welcome Kai there on TikTok. I'm all good, fella. Happy to be back on the watch-alongs. Bit of rustiness. What are you going to do, hey? Bolton home, says Liam for Sheffield Wednesday. Yeah, let me know who your team's got in the EFL Cup if you're in action tomorrow. Whittaker, clever little dinked ball over the top. It's gone into the middle. Sarmiento, did he get a tug on the shirt? He falls to the ground. He does that. I think he might have been falling and having his shirt pulled at the same time. Is that not offside? Looked offside, didn't it? Lankshear in the first instance. You see Dom Hyam and Zach Viner both fairly clear that was offside. Hyam's got to be a bit careful. He did have a handful of Sarmiento's shirt, but I think he was falling at the same time. 2-0 Wolves, says a few people in the chat. We'll probably get that goal picture-in-picture in a minute. Swansea away, says Kai for Blues. Norwich away, Liam. I think that's MK, isn't it? Here comes Imre down the right. As ever, those Wrexham wing-backs nicely forward, although noticeably when you're playing against Morgan Whittaker, you don't necessarily get your left wing-back too far forward. It's been Doyle, the centre-back, who's got more advanced. Andre, the goal scorer, who I'm told will be an utter cheat code for Wolves in the Championship. A Brazilian international central midfielder. How about that, hey? 20 minutes gone in this one. Middlesbrough 0, Wrexham 0. Yeah, big look at that. Sarmiento trying to nip round the corner. Don't think it quite reached my threshold for penalty, but He's dicing with it a bit there, Dom Hyam. Bit too handsy, wasn't he? Burrell said he wants 20 goals this season, Dave. I don't want to say anything because bold predictions may be coming out on Monday and may mention the QPR front two. Switch of play, cut out by Thomason, who's really narrow there. If it goes lopsided with the back three for Wrexham, they're nicely tucked in and it can be a 4 just like that. Turned over to Borges. Time on the ball. No one wants to press him. Britton crosses from the right over everybody's head. And no one appears on the left wing to keep that in. And we have reached the midway point in the first half. Well, virtually 22 minutes up. Cleared away by Wrexham. Sarmiento battling. This has the look of a game. I mean, we said it even looking at the team lineups that if we do get to 60 minutes or 50, 55 minutes and it's 0-0, Wrexham will win it 1-0, won't they? Because Boro will start resting people and there's not a lot on the bench. Bit more for Wrexham in terms of, kind of first team strength. So in terms of Boro qualifying, you'd think they need to get themselves in front in the first half. Right, we're going to see this Andre goal now for Wolves, picture in picture. Corner goes short and then is swung to the back post, headed across. And he may be an expensive Brazilian midfielder, but he just headed it in from 2 yards. Happy days. Ooh, Lankshear, good cover by Viner. It's going to break for Castledine. That's really poor from Castledine. Just overran it. Picked up a good position there, Will Lankshear. Really good cover. I think Zach Viner had come across. He's not nominally the middle of the 3 centre-backs, but that's where he found himself there. And then pretty poor from Castledine there. Could have followed up, got to the byline and drilled across and just overran it. Michael, excited for another season of your streams. Well, thank you so much. Me too. Just getting back into the swing of things right now. Thomason, Broadhead, Doyle. Little bit more attritional since what was a very gung-ho, first 15, basically? Hyam. Viner. Whole slew of chances early, wasn't there? Callum Doyle could have had 3 assists. Adilson Malanda should have scored for Boro, albeit good save by Danny Ward in the Wrexham goal. 25 up. Wrexham just trying to build something out from the back. Hospital ball by O'Brien, though, and it's turned over. Oh, nice feet, Whittaker. Doyle shoulder to shoulder. Ref lets it go. I agree with him, actually. Broadhead. Twisting and turning. Neat and tidy as ever. Thomason to Doyle. Speaking of hospital bulls, he sold Matty James down the river there, didn't he? Sam, huge crowd expected for our match against Wrexham. 25k, including the red seats. Tremendous. Is that the top tier of that main stand at Cardiff? Yeah, it'd be great to have that open. Ayling. Britton down the right. Thomason gets tight. Ayling again. Malanda. Berhalter. Ayling. Ayling crosses. Little eyebrows there. I think Castledine left that thing to go out for a corner and it just skims, I think, off Zach Viner's head out for a throw-in. Welcome, Folle Du. I am very well, thank you. And if you haven't been watching the pre-record videos, I had a holiday as well for the first time in 7 years. How about that? Imre just tracks that back, knocks it back to Ward, who hoiks it clear. They try to work it up front. At the moment, or for the last certainly 3-4 minutes, probably been like 95% possession to Boro, and Wrexham can't get out. But Boro fans will be having traumatic flashbacks about lots of points last season where this was the pattern and they didn't score in these positions. Oh, Broadhead, it looked like he'd won it and then lets Britton have it. He puts the cross in. Doyle slips it coolly back out to Broadhead. Little drag back and a nutmeg, and he draws the foul there. Clever play by Nathan Broadhead there. Callum Britton has a laugh with him, saying you did a number on me there. A richly deserved holiday. Thanks, Dave. We did have one booked in 2020, but then the world closed down. And then we had a kid. And then 4 years went by, or 5 years. 3-0 Wolves. Goodness me. Lewis on TikTok. Thank you. Keep up the great content. Very kind. Thank you for the kind words with Lewis. Ayling chests it down. Britton goes home. Wrexham would just be pleased, or Parky would certainly be pleased that Wrexham just up the pitch now. He's probably waving them forward, saying just go press now and try and get Middlesbrough back in their own half. Castledine down the left, engages Viner into the box. Castledine tried to put it across low. It's good defending by Dom Hyam. If that had gone past Hyam, it was a decent, I'm going to say box scene. It was a decent 6-yard box scene. Where did I go on holiday, Liam? Up this way, actually. Pickering, North Yorkshire. And hello to the Middlesbrough fans I met when I was on holiday. Corner to the Borough. In it goes left-footed. Ayling hits the deck. And here we come on the counter with Callum Doyle charging forward. It's a 2-on-2 here. Doyle, that's behind Broadhead, but Imre's arriving. That's just slowed the counter-attack down now. Broadhead. James to O'Brien. And yeah, Kim Helway will be pleased with how his team's reset there. Everyone back behind the ball. Hyam. Wrexham just enjoying a bit of possession. O'Brien picks it up at the base of midfield. Still, 0-0, half hour gone. Oh, nice ball down the right. Imre's got in behind and into the box. Imre blocked out by Malanda. Picked up. Rathbone drills that one in. It's fallen nicely. Broadhead, but an offside flag up against Sam Smith there, who didn't shoot the object ball. He was just in the midst of it there and presumably in an offside position. Yeah, no human possibility Ayling was going to get a penalty for that. Trying to think what the wording says now. They've changed it all this season, haven't they? Something like non-football holding. And one thing they've written in that I quite like is if two players are both fouling each other, it says just let them get on with it. No foul. Let's have a wrestling match. Or we could just try and play football, lads. Jonathan, Ben, how do you rate Boro this season? 1 to 24 predictions are coming out on Sunday in the morning. Thomason. Broadhead, horrible ball there for Doyle to deal with. Loops up, and it is turned over now. Lankshear into the box. Lankshear, couldn't quite sort his feet out, and the clever bit of play there. I don't know who it was behind him, who just dangled the foot in and then took it away. Stank of a penalty, didn't it, if he makes that challenge from that angle. But did enough to put him off then. O'Brien to Doyle. O'Brien, Doyle. James. O'Brien. Thomason. James. Neat and tidy Wrexham, but all in front of Boro. And we've watched Wrexham under Parky last season. They're not going to bomb 5-6 players ahead of the ball. It's a strong, sturdy team that doesn't give up chances that easily. Bruce, I'm predicting this is a 1-0 affair. The score will come in like the 70th minute. Well, if that's the case, it'd probably be Wrexham winning it, because you'd imagine Boro are going to have at least 4 youngsters subbed in by then, looking at the benches, and Wrexham probably have 3-4 experienced players subbed in looking at the benches. Malanda tries to feed on to Sarmiento. Not quite clicking in the final third yet, particularly down that left-hand side. Obviously, Britton and Whittaker is something that got a lot of practice last season down the right. Arfston is making his debut, and Sarmiento was on loan and not actually used massively much, was he, last season? Arfston. Back with Borges. Bearhalter. Lovely football. Back out to Britton. He's got Whittaker ahead of him. Puts in the box, though. Damned if they do and damned if they don't, Boro, aren't they? I'm sure there's plenty of times last season where there was plenty of Boro fans saying, put it in the box. And they didn't. Britton. Whittaker in off the right. Oh, nice little feed onto Bearhalter. He gets it back off Britton. Great diving header clearance there from Dom Heim. He saw that one coming. Got great distance on the header as well. Really good bit defending. Whittaker. Malanda. It's a crossing position for Bearhalter. Loopy ball in's not a great one. Favoured the centre-backs who were looking at that coming onto them. And there's some big lumps in there for Wrexham, isn't there, to head those away? I say big lump with love, of course, to these wonderful Championship footballers we watch week in, week out here on the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel, which if you haven't already, please subscribe to. And don't forget to follow, or whatever the word is on TikTok, whatever you have to be on TikTok. Smith drew the foul there off Sarmiento. It's a bit silly by Sarmiento because Smith was going down the metaphorical blind alley there, wasn't he? Really didn't need to make that challenge, did he? What was my prediction for this match? That Middlesbrough would either win it in the first half or Wrexham will win it 1-0 in the second half. So the way it's going, it'll go to the benches and Wrexham will win it 1-0, but I'm hedging my bets there. Majority of the chat were with Boro, I think. Broadhead. Rathbone to O'Brien. Viner to Hyam. Shaylee's making Enid's birthday cake inside. Hoping there will be offcuts. Liam, predictions with Sam Parkin incoming. Sam's not going anywhere, Liam, but there may be a little bit of a shake-up in who's hosting what on the channel this season. We are all deep in negotiations. That's nicely worked on to Broadhead. Broadhead into the 10. He's got past his man. Broadhead reverse ball. Smith is onside. 1v1. The flag stayed down. Should have scored. Good save by Bryn, and the follow-up there by Thomason over the bar. I wondered whether Smith was offside there. If he is on, that is A, brilliant from Broadhead. And he is onside, isn't he? Good decision, Lino. Smith's got to score that, hasn't he? Good save, Bryn, who copped a lot of flack, didn't he? Particularly after the playoff final. But Broadhead has put that on a plate for Sam Smith. And those moments, if you're Sam Smith and you might be behind Kiefer Moore or Josh Windass in the pecking order, you want to score those. Put the pressure on. Get some goals. Give the manager something to think about. Oh, falls to the edge of the box, driven by Rathbone. Bobbly, bouncy one that would have been difficult for Bryn to judge just around the post. Nat, both teams have forgot their shooting boots. Yeah, I would agree with that. Befuddling how there has not been a goal in this game now. Some big, big chances. Wow. Ollie Rathbone, 400 career appearances. How old is he? He's only 29. 400 appearances. Must be made out of granite, Rathbone. That's incredible. Fair play. 400. Oh, James, lovely bit of skill there. Little back heel. Gift that one out. Throw in to Boro down the left. It's with Ayling. Wrexham stubbornly refusing to press the Middlesbrough centre-backs, however far they get up the pitch, presumably under instruction. Cross goes in, back stick, headed goal was by Lankshear over the bar. It's a difficult angle there to score from. Would have needed to loop it into the far corner. Probably got it in his locker, Lankshear. And do you know what? With the actual power he put on that header, probably would have been perfect for the trajectory to be 1 metre further wide. But I think he got the power and not the direction. Imre commits the foul. Free kick, Boro. It's back with Wrexham, though, immediately. Doyle's got it inside his own half. Nice feed on to Broadhead. Thomason. O'Brien. Doyle to Hyam to Doyle. Wrexham nominally playing it about, but they don't really carve teams open this way, Wrexham, do they? Bit better on transition. Good ball into the channel, though, to be fair. Smith trying to run Ayling. Good defending by Ayling. Well played. Goes back home to Sol Bryn. Little bit of a heart-in-mouth moment for the Boro fans there. But Bryn gets rid, and it's actually up with Lankshear now. Lankshear gets bumped off the ball there and yellow carded. I can only think that's for totting up because that didn't look like a yellow card. Probably a foul, yeah. But he must be doing O'Brien on a totting up there. First yellow card of the game. Borges, 43 on the clock, 0-0. Whittaker. It went round the corner, cleared away. Ayling. Britain. Malanda. Game's meandering a little bit now with, I guess, both sets of players knowing half-time is fairly close, but they just want to keep the concentration up. James knocks it back. Zach Viner, before he gets it, says, get up the pitch. I got no one to play it to. We're throwing to Wrexham in the right back area. What are we thinking? Either 1 or 2 minutes stoppage time. That's flowed fairly nicely, hasn't it? I know that's a directive for the referees this season, and there's probably a sense that there'll be more housery and time wasting going on in EFL games rather than EFL Cup games. Afston. Ayling. Britain. Whittaker. Whittaker into the box. Falls over. I think he wants a penalty there. Pretty lame attempt, in my humble opinion. Dylan, unusual for the EFL Cup to spread the games across 5 days. Almost like they're unchallenged by the Championship and the Premier League. They're making hay whilst everybody's watching. The young teacher, thoughts on Saints top 2 this season, Ben? It'll be tricky with -4. And my 1 to 24 predictions come out on Sunday. Oh, just headed back by Ayling. Nearly picked up there. Oh, Broadhead. And he nearly got in. A blind back pass there by Ayling. does feel a bit slapdash now that you could get a mistake, but we're into the 1 minute of stoppage time. Only got 10 seconds of that remaining. Boro on the attack, and I'd imagine the ref is going to whistle. And Broadhead's literally just stopped and waited for him to whistle, and that is half time. And it is Middlesbrough 0, Wrexham 0. Pretty entertaining stuff, especially the first 15 minutes. Quite how we haven't had any goals, I'm not entirely sure. Whoever said in the chat the players don't have their shooting boots on was totally right, because there should have been some goals. Yeah, there's virtually 1 XG for both teams, and it's 5 shots to 4 with only 3 shots on target. 5 shots to 4 in Wrexham's favour. However, the XG is slightly in Boro's favour. And yeah, there was just a huge flurry of chances, wasn't there, in that sort of first 15-minute period. Callum Doyle could have had 3 assists. Crossing in early for Rathbone. Heading it across for Broadhead, who completely mistimed the header. And then crossing it for Imre at the back stick. There's a gigantic, huge chance as well for Adilson Melander. Only 7 minutes in. He's literally like a yard out from goal. And it's a really good save by Ward in goal for Wrexham. But it's one of those where you say, good save, keeper, but you shouldn't have a hope in hell of saving that from about a yard out. Middlesbrough then have lots of possession. Although for the half, it's only 52, to be fair. Big counter-attack chance, though. Broadhead goes right, cuts it back. Smith in 1v1 as well. So probably, in terms of real gilt-edged chance, 1 for Boro, Melanders, but probably 2 for Wrexham. Broadhead, the header, and Smith, the 1v1. So, yeah. The way we looked at it from kickoff with the 11s, both strong first 11s. Okay, you'd put Aidan Morris in there for Middlesbrough, wouldn't you? And there's no Kiefer Moore. There's no Josh Windass for Wrexham. But when you look at the benches, it does stink a little bit of Middlesbrough subbing out some strong players and putting some youngsters in, and Wrexham winning 1-0 in like minute 75 or something. That's how I'm kind of feeling about it. If Boro, as they're quite good at under Kim Hellberg, have lots of possession but can't take the lead. That's about the size of it. I was going to take a break, but Ricky's just asked on TikTok, thoughts on Ross Stewart signing for the Swans? Really like it. Always liked Ross Stewart. Does it mean Vipotnik now leaves? God, if they keep everybody there, you quite like the look of that for Swansea, because Ross Stewart has been a bagsman over the years. Right. What we're going to do now, if you're watching on TikTok, I'm going to stop the stream and I'm going to restart it in 5 minutes because I'm just going to take a little break here. So do come back in a little bit if you are just chilling out and watching the stream tonight on TikTok. But I'm going to bid you farewell now, and I will be back. Make sure you've hit follow before you go as well. Much appreciated there. And I'm going to disappear, you lovely people on YouTube. But please fill the chat up with comments and questions and all of that good stuff in my absence. You have got 5 minutes, and we've got a new coffee machine, and I don't think I'll be able to make a coffee in the time. It's probably good because you lot always tell me off when I have a coffee at 9 p.m. at night. But we'll see you back in 5 minutes. Middlesbrough 0, Wrexham 0 on the first watch along of the 26 27 season. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are at halftime in our first watch along of the 26-27 season. And we are still waiting for the first goal of our 26-27 season watch alongs because it's Middlesbrough 0, Wrexham 0 in the EFL Cup. Plenty of chances, but no goals just yet. And not a great deal to talk about. So if you want to get involved with any questions or whatnot, any topics you want to get across, then get them in right now. Huge thank you to Liam Kelly and another Liam for the super chats. Most kind. If you would indulge me, if you haven't already, should we do a sub-surge rather than a like spike here? Let's do a sub-surge. Please do subscribe to this channel. Helps out much. We just got over 65,000 subscribers, which is absolutely bonkers when you think about it. But can we get a few more? This is a sub-surge. Hit subscribe right now and follow and whatever you need to do on TikTok down there. You got 10 seconds. Go. Thank you very, very much indeed, everybody, for being here and for your support. Let's do a couple of questions then while we're at half time. Jay, did you partake of our lovely Yorkshire fish and chips? I actually didn't. I'll tell you what I did do, though. We went to a farm shop, and there was actually a very nice Middlesbrough fan called Carl, who was chatting to me, and we kind of stocked up. We were way too sensible. What we did was we ordered the food subscription for the week and took it with us. So we already had meals and didn't have to buy stuff. But of course, we had our fair share of nonsense. And there was an honesty shop, literally right next door to our cottage on the little complex. And I said to Shaylee, I'm just going to go in there, stick my card on, and basically just walk in and get a tube of Pringles and a bag of Cadbury's buttons or whatever whenever I want. So, yeah. Some weight was put on, but I'm working on losing it once again. But if you can't put on weight when you're on holiday, what can you do? Where did I go? Now, I went to Pickering in North Yorkshire. Pantinal Jag, planning to go to any Ipswich games this season. I would love to go to some Ipswich games this season. You can sense the butt coming. It's very, very difficult in terms of being self-employed, doing 10 school runs per week. And the way the channel has pivoted since COVID from going to lots of games and then obviously having a child and moving things to more reviews and preview stuff from this studio means I just don't get to very many games now. I'd absolutely love to, but yeah, it's much trickier these days. But I will endeavour. I'm sure I'll be invited at some point, and it's just making things add up and keeping the self-employed life going. Some other EFL Cup games tonight. We're just seeing Wickham equalising there against Stevenage. Wickham won, Stevenage won. Wolves are 3-0 up against Port Vale as well. So we are the only game without any goals thus far. Any more questions? Get them in and then we'll get into halftime. How did Enid enjoy the holiday? Oh, tremendous. Yeah, so it's our first holiday as a three. And yeah, it was pretty magical, to be honest. We were staying on a farm, and at 9 a.m, you go and feed the goats every day, and she bloody loved it. And there was a little swimming pool as well. Bit heavy on the chlorine, I've got to say, which she didn't love. But yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. Ben, is Sam a QPR fan? I'm not sure how you've watched the channel so long, Folly Do, and not know that. But yeah, he's very much a QPR fan. We're hearing from Sam. I'm speaking to him next Tuesday. So you'll be hearing from him next Wednesday. But Sam, I'm sure he won't mind me saying, Sam is doing Plymouth Exeter for Sky on Monday night. So he's got a bit of travelling to do, let's just say. Liam, what's my take on League One? Will be highly competitive at the top end of the table. Yes, it will. But your boys, Liam, are surely the favourites, aren't they? We've had a few juggernauts in League One with Birmingham and Wrexham a couple of seasons ago. Lincoln outstanding last season to win it. It's a hard old division to get out of. Right. I think we're good to go for the second half here. I can't imagine there'll be any changes, but I would imagine Kim Hellberg will start taking out some key players around the 60-minute mark, won't he? And everyone's been lining this up in the chat, haven't they, that Wrexham look a bit better stocked on the bench to go ahead and win it 1-0 in the last 25 minutes than Middlesbrough do. Right, teams here. Bryn, Britton, Arfston, Borges, Ayling across the back for Middlesbrough, Malanda, Sarmiento and Whittaker, Castledine, Bearhalter and Lankshear. 4, Wrexham, Ward. Back 3 is Viner, Hyam, Doyle. Wing backs Imre Thomas and midfield Rathbone, James O'Brien. Up top, Broadhead and Smith. And I must start the clock for the second half. Here we go. Probably going to be 1-0 with either Middlesbrough scoring in the next 10 minutes or then Wrexham scoring thereafter. Roy, did Canada do a great job with our games in the World Cup? I don't know. I only watched the England games, I've got to say. I managed to have a bit of a rest from the World Cup this time around. And then got in a sulk when England lost in the semi-finals. What are you going to do? Richard, glorified pre-season friendly so far. It's pretty intense for the first 15, 20. It's halfway between, I think, a friendly and a proper EFL game. But I'd imagine it might get friendly-ish in about 15 minutes. Ayling tries to slide that through centrally. Broadhead takes it off him and he's knocked it forward. Rathbone puts it wide to Smith. Smith inside the box, drills it left-footed, blocked out by Malanda. You just didn't want it to be Rathbone running through onto that. You want it to be one of the strikers who are going to charge directly at goal and engage the defender. Rathbone, you kind of knew he was going to pass it before he even reached the ball there. Whittaker. Malanda, Whittaker. Bearhalter. Britton. About wide. Sarmiento drifts in off the left, fizzes it into Lankshear, who does well to control it, actually. It's good build-up this by Boro. Whittaker, clever from Whittaker, clever idea. Execution wasn't quite on it. Dribbled, everyone thinks, shot driven from the edge of the box by Lankshear over the bar. Everyone thinks Whittaker's going to go and shoot there, and he just disguised the pass, tried to slide it through to Sarmiento, nothing doing. Loopy shot there from Lankshear. He's quite unlucky, actually. He's trying to drop that over Ward into the far corner. Good effort, actually. Nice idea. Ward jumps with the confidence of a keeper who knew it was going over, though. Arfston, the new left back. Sarmiento, who started the second half more lively than he started the third. Took a while, as we said, for that new left-hand side of Boro to, start bedding in the same way that Britton and Whittaker down the other side do quite naturally after playing so many games together. Lankshear, cross blocked, Berhalter, Whittaker, Malander, Wrexham compact, many behind the ball. They're good at that. Berhalter crossing position, doesn't get it past the first man. Broadhead, I think. Sarmiento. Get into a nice 5-4, don't they? Wrexham behind the ball. Very nicely drilled by Parky there. Imre tries to step past Arston, who does enough. Paul, who do I think has had the better transfer window out of these two? Middlesbrough, for sure. I know they've lost Hackney, but they've been remedying things that we thought were wrong from last season. Although I'm sure some will argue we've seen some of the same issues today. Admittedly, hugely small sample size. Broadhead tries to beat his man. Just runs it out of play. Clearly kicks the ball away there, and kind of you can see he regretted. Tried to disguise it there. He gets away without a booking there. Borges. Sarmiento. Pick up such weird positions, these Kim Helberg Middlesbrough players, don't they? Fun to watch, but sometimes when you're trying to call their game, you're like, really? There? Viner. Little feed inside. Matty James is one of those players who you think is in trouble, but never quite gets in trouble. Obviously got very, very secure fundamentals as a football player. The young teacher on TikTok still looks like Boro don't have the clinical edge up front. Still early days, of course. I mean, there's no argument they haven't been clinical today. Neither of Wrexham, though, to be fair. Wrexham have been less clinical, although only one of their chances fell to forward, didn't it? Here's Doyle. He created all the chances, didn't he, in the first half? Apart from when Broadhead slid Smith in. One v one, should have scored. Not at all relevant, Rich. But I hope your kit ranking for Boro was very low. I was more a fan of the away kit, let's just say. Yeah, the 150th anniversary kit for Boro. Bit Marmitey, wasn't it? Or was it even Marmitey? Not universally loved. Central badge. Gold. No white to be seen. Other than the sponsor. Austin. Steps in off the left. Malander, who is just very in midfield today, isn't he? We used to try and play games with Helberg as to, where Malander's going to end up. Is he just going to be a bona fide midfielder now? Element of surprise has gone from last season. Now, here comes Lankshear. Lankshear down the right, tries to put the cross in. Good block by Callum Doyle, who, if Middlesbrough don't win this game, Callum Doyle's going to end up being the man of the match, isn't he? Corner. Boro. Goes short. Britton puts it in. Ward gathers at the second attempt, but it was one of those ones where the keeper knows he's got to attempt, so he can kind of pat it down and then grab it. Not fair to say he spilled it and then grabbed it. Sarmiento in off the left. Good run. Knocks it outside. Whittaker. Whittaker feeds onwards. Good tracking back from Thomason, who's been very disciplined at left wing back against Whittaker and Britton there. Whittaker again drills the shot left-footed. And Danny Ward holds a hand up and says, that's going wide. I ain't bothered. I've literally sat behind Morgan Whittaker in that very position at Portman Road and watched him swaz one in the top corner in brilliant fashion for Plymouth back in the day. 55 gone. We're getting to the point where it's going to be advantage Wrexham if we start to go to the benches. Can't be dealing with penalties in the first watch along of the season, can we? Give us a goal, guys. Come on. Doyle. Poke away. Broadhead sees it. Comes short ahead of the defenders and wins it. Doyle, amazing bit of skill there. Oh, and what a feed through. Smith goes in behind and he falls over. Oh, he's not going to give a penalty. Oh, don't book him for diving. I think he just fell there. Oh, I think the ref's got that one wrong. It looked like Smith just fell over there. I don't think he dived, did he? What a bit of skill by Doyle. Look at that. Whoop, nutmeg. Slides it through. He's been clearly the best player on the pitch. I don't think he dives there. I think he just falls over. I think he's anticipating contact. I don't think that's a yellow card. Ref has booked Sam Smith for diving. Hey, the only guy in the world who knows where the Smith dived then is Sam Smith. Brilliant bit of skill by Doyle, who has been the standout player on the pitch in this game. Bryn goes long with the goal kick. James picks it up, knocks it inside. Rathbone prods it forward to Smith. Viner. Hyam. The excellent Doyle. Yeah, if you're agreeing with me in the chat there, it's one of those ones where no one will ever know the answer. And even if Sam Smith tells you he fell over, those motivated to think that he didn't won't believe him anyway. Castledine. Sarmiento, and he's against the centre-back here in Viner. Sarmiento inside. Bearhalter is miles out and goes for a shot. Blocked fairly easily. Cross comes in. Marston. Bearhalter's going to have another shot. Ouch. O'Brien got that in the knackers, not to put too fine a point on it. Drilled in low. Oh, God. Player down on the floor. Hits him on the head when he was down. Is it Hyam? I think Castledine has been whistled for fouling him. Yeah, he just treads on his foot. And then the ball gets drilled into his head. Castledine says, how is that a foul? But they always get given, don't they, when the player treads on the foot after it's gone. Restart. Wrexham, which Ward kicks down the ground. 0-0. We're coming up the hour mark now. I'm guessing we go to the benches pretty soon. getting a good shot of him at the moment. Nothing seems to be happening. I'd imagine Hellberg will just hold out as long as he can before throwing in 2 or 3 youngsters. Although we probably see Carl Joseph at some point. And then I'd imagine Parky will react to Hellberg. So it's a bit of a game of poker at the moment. Britain down the line. Whittaker, 1v1. Thomason's played him well again. Cross goes in, all lazy leg wafted at that. He'll be in trouble there, Lewis O'Brien. They'd have scored from that. Managers don't like that, do they? Whoop. Throws out a leg, and it did actually put Doyle off behind him as well. Restart again. Ward goes long. Switch of play by Whittaker. Lovely chest down by Austin. Sarmiento comes inside literally every time he gets the ball, doesn't he? Oh, nice nod back. Volley goals by Lankshear. And we have an opening goal of the 26-27 season. It's a lovely goal as well on the volley by Will Lankshear. He's been brought in here to score the goals, to be clinical. That's exactly what he's just done with a lovely volley there into the far corner. It's Middlesbrough 1, Wrexham 0. It's an excellent goal and an excellent start by Lankshear. I was half mocking Sarmiento for continually coming inside, but he's made a goal by doing it. Nice little header back. Great finish by Lankshear. That's what the money was for. Nice header back as well. And Middlesbrough lead 1-0. What a finish that is, by the way. To put it right in the corner, full on the volley. A couple of the centre-backs are like, how's he scored that? Middlesbrough 1, Wrexham 0, Lankshear off and running. Who was it who headed it back to him? Was it Castledine? I wasn't paying attention. And we have a goal. And that game of poker we were talking about in terms of subs has just been blown up or thrown out the window, to not to mix my metaphors, because Parky's going to have to do something now because it's 1-0. Bearhalter, thank you, Stray Catnip. Well, that's encouraging as well. You've got centre midfield up to the byline when your left wingers cut inside and crossed it right-footed, and your strikers found the position. It's a really good finish by Lankshear, isn't it? Excellent. And Boro lead 1-0. You wanted clinical, Boro fans? Don't get much more clinical than that, does it? Full on the volley, leaning away from goal, across the keeper, right into the far corner. Lovely goal. Welcome, Ian. Reading we're in for League 2, starting with the Baggies at home tomorrow. Enjoy, my friend. First shot on target in the second half, Sky are telling us. That one by Lankshear. To use a well-worn cliche, a goal worthy of opening the scoring in any game. That one. Here's Sarmiento again. Said he looked lively, didn't we? Broadhead. Oh, nice carry and ball forward by Broadhead. It's not many forward for Wrexham. Thomason, done well there, haven't they? Broadhead. Good work by the Wrexham left-siders. Still need to commit a couple more bodies forward here. They want to play through. a Middlesbrough side who people forget, but Kim Hellberg constantly remind us, have very good defensive numbers in terms of chances against created, although they've conceded a few today. Foul on O'Brien, who's probably thinking, why doesn't the yellow card come out for Ayling for that one when O'Brien is in the book for something that has to have been the totting up there, because there's no way that foul by Ayling was that different to what O'Brien did. So it must have been totting up that O'Brien got booked for. And it's a free kick to Wrexham. Nathan Broadhead and Callum Doyle over it. The way Callum Doyle's playing, I'd let him take this one. There's Ian Hart in the crowd. He'd have had a shot from here, wouldn't he? Little rascal. Ryan Longman has come on whilst this set play is being lined up. Looks like Broadhead's going to take it right-footed, although Doyle is there for the left footer. Here comes Broadhead over the wall, over the bar. Always thought Nathan Broadhead a very good instinct player. So things like direct free kicks. Although, didn't he smash one in? Was it against Sheffield Wednesday for Ipswich? Can't remember. I always think his game's dribbling in tight spaces rather than taking free kicks, so to speak. It's my first watch along in how long? May was the last one. 3 months. It's a big switch of play there out to Whittaker. Oh, lovely first touch by Whittaker. Beautiful. Drives into the box, and of course he was going to whip it across the goal. It's a shot, isn't it? What a bit of football that was, though. Brilliant first touch by Whittaker. They've taken the corner quickly, but they're going to have another go. There's George Edmondson and Kyle Joseph coming off the bench. Just about the only experience he's got on there, Kim. These are likely pre-planned substitutions. Sarmiento out. Didn't see who else has trotted off. Max Arston is coming out over the other side. So I'm guessing, does Ayling go right back now and Edmondson plays centre back? Joseph probably a like-for-like swap with Jeremy Sarmiento. Corner, Boro. Referee's having a chat about the WWE stuff. Good luck to him. We want rid of it. As I say, good luck with that. In comes the corner. It's gone back stick. Wrexham head on it. Chance to put it back in the box. Britain does that. It's deflected. It's another corner. Much ado about nothing. $7-0 is the corner count in terms of Boro. And it comes easy gather for Ward, who wants to throw it to somebody. Will Lankshear stands right in front of him. Lots of proclamations from the EFL about how the 8-second rule will be implemented this season. I think Lankshear got booked for that, which is a complete waste of a yellow card, isn't it? In capitals, Jason, Ben, did you watch any of the World Cup? I'm trying to do shouting without shouting. All fed through Lankshear. Lankshear into the box, drills it left-footed over the crossbar. I only watched England. I'd have probably watched more if it hadn't been on in the middle of the night. To be honest, I fell asleep in a couple of the England games as well. And I had the best laid plans to watch the Mexico game. But then it got put back an hour, didn't it, for the storm warning? Viner. Long diag into the box. Good ball. Smith hits it on the volley there. Bit Wayne Rooney to Robin Van Persie, the look of that. It's good movement by Smith. Gets off the shoulder of Malanda. Nothing doing on the finish, though. Oh, here they come again. Boro. Wrexham just having to step out a bit now they're behind, which has opened it up a little bit for Middlesbrough. Lankshear. Whittaker. Malanda. Whittaker drills it in left-footed. Doyle heads it away. It's going to be an unlucky loser today, Doyle. I think he's been excellent. $20 to go. Treble sub. I see Kiefer Moore. I think, Bailey Cadamarteri. And I see Ben Whiteman. And I've never seen Ben Whiteman playing for Wrexham because he never has before. This is what we were saying about Wrexham's bench. Just a little bit more strength today. Rathbone's out, Smith is out, and James is out. So a triple substitution. I'm wondering, does that mean he's gone to a kind of front three of sorts then? And a two-man midfield? Moore will obviously go up front. Maybe Cadamarteri and Broadhead will play off Big Kiefer with Whiteman and O'Brien sitting in central midfield. It's a foul on Britain. Goddard's good subs. I called 2 out of the 3. Well done. I knew I'd see Big Kiefer at some point. Free kick to Boro, which Berhalter is going to take. He's got an assist on debut here. In the words of George Orwell, some assists are more equal than others. Will Lankshear made his header back look very good. Oh, free kick goes in early. It's a big chance for Edmondson off the bench. Why was he so free and unmarked? It's offside by the look of it. Plenty of movement. At least I think it was Edmondson who strayed offside. Malanda. Ayling. Edmondson. Given away by Ayling, but given straight back. Who did Longman come on for? Again, it's Imre. He's down the other side, isn't he? Ollie, Stoke City. Hi, Ben. Do you think Stoke have an actual chance of going up? 1 to 24 predictions will be out on Sunday morning. They have been filmed. I am committed. But I'm not going to tell you what they are. But this is the Championship. But as Liam says, first rule of life, never back Stoke. Knocked forward long. Wrexham getting on the ball for the first time since the subs were made. Cadamarteri, who has kind of pulled out to the right. So I'm guessing Broadhead will go leftish. And Kiefer Moore will go central. In goes the cross from the left-hand side. And they're getting a bit of territory now. Wrexham need to build some pressure. As we said in the first half, they're not a team that, you know, footballs people to death and sieves through them. Is either transition, set play, or attrition normally. So Parky will be pleased to see them up the pitch at least. But not with a pass like that from Zach Viner that gives the ball away. Although they're going to have it back. And Davis Keylor Dunn is going to come in for Nathan Broadhead. And that is Parky's third sub window, isn't it? So that will be that. Long man. Then we had a treble, White Man, Cadamarteri and Moore. Keeler Dunn, former Burton striker. Comes in. Cleared away there. Moore was in behind. It was actually a last-ditch tackle. Middlesbrough get it away. It's out for throw-in over by the technical areas, which Callum Britton will take. And Britton didn't take the throw-in quickly enough, and it's been penalised the other way. For those of you who don't like time wasting, you'll have enjoyed that bit of refereeing. Longman. Whiteman. O'Brien. Bit more open in central midfield. Have gone from a 3 to a 2 there since the treble sub and chasing the game now. Malanda to Borges, who goes back home to Sol Bryn. Cleared away, but given away to Doyle. Bit messy at the moment. Neither side can get a little rhythm going. Moore holds that up. O'Brien. Middlesbrough keeping up their concentration. They are 12 minutes away for qualifying. for the next round. O'Brien, Doyle, Hyam, Longman, Kadamatri. It's halfway between wanting to come and being able to there, away from his goal. Sol Bryn. So Bearhalter just has to hoik it into the crowd. Will Lankshear is being subbed off. We're seeing his excellent goal. Once again, the only goal thus far. Lankshear out. A great start to his Middlesbrough career. Well played, Will. That's what the money was for, and he's delivered today. Can the rest of his team see this one over the line? I didn't see who came in for him, actually, and Sky haven't told us yet. Sorry, has Lankshear gone out, but the sub is still waiting on the touchline? Not entirely sure what's going on here. Moore, Viner, bit behind Longman, but it's a crossing position. Doesn't elect to put it in, knocks it across to O'Brien. Doyle, he'll cross it, and he does. It's another testing ball. It's been excellent, Callum Doyle. Headed away, though, very nice on the near post. Moore. It's gone back to Viner. Hyam. Plenty of players up, but a bit slow in the approach here. Moore's done well. The cross going to come in from the left. Handball shout. No handball, but deflected out for a corner. Cartwright in for Boro. Finley Cartwright, 19 years old. I have never seen him play. If anyone can explain to me why Lankshear went off a minute before Cartwright came on. Oh, it's the new rule. Okay, you took more than 10 seconds to get off. Interesting. I knew I'd read about that. Quite like that rule. So they had to play with 10 men for 1 minute. Because Lankshear took too long to get off the pitch. Corner. First corner got cleared. Second corner here. In it goes left-footed for Wrexham. Headed out on the near post. By Kyle Joseph. Well, that's a poor header clear from the recycle. Hyam's done well to keep that alive. Thomason down the left, pops it in, or it falls to O'Brien, hits the shot right-footed. Blocked out by Edmondson. What was that game we did of Wrexham's where Lewis O'Brien could have scored a hat-trick? But he didn't, which has coloured my opinion of his finishing. Let's just say. In comes another corner. Ayling gets a head on it. Foul given. And Middlesbrough are going to reset. Parky disagrees with the decision. Won't make any difference. Late winner at Wycombe for Stevenage. Simple one. Set play. Headed in the goal. Stevenage, who nearly got an incredible promotion last season in League One. Trying to remember who was in the playoffs in the end. Did they lose to Stockport in the playoffs, Stevenage? I think they did, didn't they? Can't remember. Who did Bolton play? Someone will tell me in the chat. Alexander, wasn't that the Swansea Wrexham game? Possibly. I can't remember. So many watch-alongs. They tried O'Brien at the 10 last year and he got moved back because he can't finish. That's a harsher way of saying what I was trying to say, but I'm not necessarily disagreeing. Whittaker on to Joseph. That's going to be a yellow card. Foul on Joseph there. And the yellow card comes out. Bolton and Bradford. Thank you, Michael. Of course it was. Is that right? Bolton, Bradford, Stockport, Stevenage, yeah? It's already a hazy memory last season, isn't it? Dom Hyam goes in the book. Will Lankshear also went in the book. So did Sam Smith. Lewis O'Brien also yellow carded. 85 gone. 1-0 Boro. Cartwright on the left. All left-footed. Gives it away, though. Fed up the line looking for Kiefer Moore. Invites the challenge of George Edmondson in, and they've won a throw-in. Wrexham, which Ryan Longman will take. Cartwright gets back. It's another throw-in to the Red Dragons, who unfortunately are just not striking me as in the mood to wrestle this game and really get men forward and force an equaliser. Bit conservative. All here is Joseph. He knocks it back to Whittaker, and I think that hits the post. Yeah, Ward's rushed over to get it outside of the post as if he thinks it's a goal kick, which means he didn't touch it. Right foot shot. He dived as if he had it covered, but it does hit the outside of the post, doesn't it? On his weaker foot there, Whittaker. Hits it pretty hard, but lacking in direction. Longman. Back with Ward. 87 up. Less than 3 minutes remaining in this one. Probably not a mass of stoppage time. Throw in to Boro. This ref has been pretty hot on all the new law stuff, hasn't he? Speeding them up to take it. We had one where he whistled the Boro player, I think it's Britain, wasn't it, and gave the throw to Wrexham. I'm here for it, to be honest. So many people moan to me about time wasting and ball in play and all of that stuff. Love to see it fixed. Doyle. Keeler Dunn holds it up. That's nicely worked. Viner. Longman. Again, where is this going for Wrexham, though? just from an attacking point of view, when they're not level in the game or playing on transition, they haven't been able to force the issue since Boro have scored. And they're losing this game if they don't. Doyle into the box, crosses low. He's been a bright spark there. Shot driven, easy catch for Sol Bryn. Kim Helberg, furious at his goalkeeper for not getting that ball forward and down the other end of the pitch. He's done it now, and Joseph's got it over near the corner flag as we enter the final minute. It's knocked away for more, but he's never been the quickest, and he wasn't going to get that one, was he, Big Kiefer? What do you reckon? 2 minutes stoppage time? Hey, we might have to recalibrate how we count stoppage time if they're actually going to start dealing with time wasting during the halves. I'm sure we'd all much rather have less stoppage time and less time wasting and more ball in play in the actual 90. Yeah, 3 minutes up. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Starting now. Held down the line. Famous last words. I don't really see Wrexham equalising here. Game would go to penalties if they did. Long one to Moore. He chests it down. It's turned over again. It's a clear foul there. Doyle might get booked for that, mightn't he? Yellow card comes out. It's only blot on his copybook today, Callum Doyle. Takes a yellow card there. As the first minute of the 3 stoppage time drifts away from Wrexham. It's clipped into the corner for Carl Joseph to chase. Oh, nice channel ball there. Kiefer Moore is offside. Didn't quite time his run. He looks disappointed with himself there. It was a nice feed into the channel, wasn't it? But Kiefer went too early. Will Lankshear is the man of the match and is about to be the match winner unless we get an equaliser in the next 75 seconds. Terry felt a bit pre-season from Wrexham. Maybe. Maybe so. Ball has gone all the way through to Danny Ward. It's going to be a restart for the Red Dragons. Going to get one more substitution. Now make sure he's off in 10 seconds, Whitaker. Because literally, the sub would just be stood on the touchline there. Cruz eBay is on. Just some fresh legs and some experience for him. That's got to be a high foot, hasn't it, by Bearhalter? No. It's going to be a throw-in to Boro. 30 seconds of stoppage time. Ball bouncing about. Booted into the channel. And that should probably now do us. The 93 minutes have expired. What a foul there on Moore. Middlesbrough cleared their lines, and that's probably that for today. Referee has his whistle to his lips and blows for full time. Little bit of a crowd around the referee as the game finishes. And it finishes 1-0 to Middlesbrough. They qualify for the second round of the EFL Cup. Will Lankshear, expensive forward, has been brought to Middlesbrough to be clinical and win them games that they weren't winning last season. And that is what has happened today. His goal, the difference between the two sides. I agreed with Kim Hellberg and what he said in his pre-match press conference, that this is a nice fixture because it's halfway between a friendly and a really competitive EFL Championship game. Obviously, Middlesbrough didn't have to travel, so he would like that, wouldn't he? And you've got two sides that you're going to expect. Wrexham missed the playoffs by one place last season, didn't they? And Middlesbrough got into the playoffs. So two, you'd expect to be upwardly mobile sides this season. And it did veer into kind of friendly mode a little bit in the middle, but I really enjoyed the first 20 minutes. And if you're going to get a game that might drop off a little bit, that's often the the kind of routine, isn't it? That you get a sharp first 20 minutes. It was really open. I can't believe we didn't get any goals in the first 25 sort of minutes. Callum Doyle, who was actually excellent all night for Wrexham, could have had 3 assists. One excellent cross, which just bounces before Ollie Rathbone arriving, volleys it, and it's just a little bit sits up and he puts it over the bar. A couple of inches lower and Rathbone gets a clean hit on that, and that is the opening goal. Doyle then excellently headed back for Nathan Broadhead, who just mistimes his header. Look, for all the world as it's coming back to it, just loop that in the far corner. That was the best chance of the 3. Doyle also crossed into the back post for debutant Danny Imre, who kind of lets the ball bounce underneath his foot before he hits the volley. And it goes wide of the post, kind of makes a bit of a meal of that one. There is also a pretty gigantic chance for Middlesbrough in between all of that. Adelson Malanda, it's a short corner. They're a bit asleep, Wrexham, on that one. Cross goes, he's about 2 yards out. It's one of those ones where you say, good save, keeper. Ward makes the dive, makes the save, but he should have like 0 chance of saving that. It's 2 yards out. But you give the keeper credit as much as you say the attacking player, albeit he's a centre-back who probably looks like he's going to play in midfield this season, Malanda. End of the first half, Sam Smith, 1v1, slid in by Broadhead, has to score, doesn't he? So the big chances in the first half did fall to Wrexham in this game. And Phil Parkinson, I'm sure he'll say in his post-match, probably cannot believe his team haven't scored. And if you're Sam Smith as well and you're a fringe striker and you're behind a Kiefer Moore or a Josh Windass and you get the start in the League Cup game and you get the 1v1, you've got to really score it, haven't you, to try and prove to the manager why he's wrong to make you the fringe striker. But maybe you just prove his perception that you're the fringe striker and you're not the first choice. We go into the second half. As I say, it got a bit more friendly-fied. I actually had it in my head that Wrexham were probably more likely to win it 1-0 if it got up to the, 60, 65-minute mark, because Middlesbrough had quite a lot of young players on the bench. Jeremy Sarmiento looked lively, and he ends up creating the goal. And it's a really good goal, to be fair. Sarmiento comes in off the right. He loops the cross in. If you're a Middlesbrough fan, you'll be really pleased with that because you've got the left winger coming inside, crossing with his right foot. You've got the new central midfielder, Berhalter, heads it back. And it's just a great finish by Will Lankshear. He's looking away from the goal. The ball's coming back over this shoulder. He volleys it back over that shoulder right into the far corner. And for everybody last season that repeatedly said Middlesbrough are a good team that have no clinical edge whatsoever, well, I have just listed you the exact opposite of what happened a lot to Middlesbrough last season, where Wrexham missed some gilt-edged chances, particularly Broadhead and Smith in the first half, and it was clinical from Middlesbrough. And Lankshear, that was the first shot on target in the second half at minute 61. And you'd just be really pleased if you're a Middlesbrough fan. You're like, oh, we'd have lost this game 1-0 last season. And they repeatedly did, particularly in that final sort of 15 games. So I know some people will call it a half-friendly EFL Cup game, but it's stiff opposition in Wrexham with a strong 11 and a strong bench also. And I think there's cause for positivity there. Wrexham huffed and puffed. And I mean, I often do it on watch-alongs to try and tempt the men to actually scoring. But I did say aloud a couple of times, I can't see Wrexham scoring here. Just a bit too passive. I must call out one brilliant bit of play by Callum Doyle, who was clearly Wrexham's best player today, where he took on two, including a little clever nutmeg, and slid in Sam Smith, who I think fell over but got booked for diving. Only he will know. But yeah, Wrexham disappointing there. They made a fair few subs, but didn't really make a go of chasing the 1-0 deficit. So, what can we read into this ahead of the new season? Well, Middlesbrough, some of the old problems. I had some Boro fans in the comments saying, oh, Ben, this is like last season again. Look, we're knocking the ball about. We don't look terribly, terribly dangerous, do we? What does seem clear is that Malanda is going to play in central midfield. I wonder if he will just play central midfield all season now. Afston made his debut, looked pretty steady. Berhalter looked steady. Morris to come in. Obviously, the big positive for Boro is that Lankshear has played, scored, and the circumstance of his goal is exactly why Boro signed him. Exactly why. Tight game, nothing doing. You need a bit of quality from a striker. They just did not have that last season, and they've dropped a load of money on a striker who's come through at an elite club in Spurs, been on loan in the Championship before. He got double figures for an Oxford team that got relegated last season. And can he get 10, 15, 20 in a side that made loads of chances and finished up in the top 6 last season? So some positives there for Boro, who we are expecting to do a little bit more in the window as well. Carl Joseph off the bench for them, another new signing. Wrexham were a bit blur, weren't they? I thought Doyle was outstanding. I thought it was an excellent performance. And we said sometimes in the first half that when you play 3 at the back, your wing-backs can get 1v1 and the space actually ends up being with the outside centre-back. And if he plays like that, he'll actually have quite a lot of attacking threat for Wrexham this season. Used to see Mark Venus doing that for Ipswich back in the day, popping up in the space from left centre-back. Otherwise, I know Wrexham didn't play with Josh Windass, their top scorer today. They didn't play with Kiefer Moore. Ben Whiteman came off the bench. He's likely to be a starter. Imre made his debut, but I suspect Wrexham will get themselves a little bit busy in the transfer market, won't they? But nothing to write home about for the Red Dragons. And that is my take on the first watch-along of the 26-27 season, which ended Middlesbrough 1, Wrexham 0. Thank you, everybody, for joining today. It is wonderful to be back. We may be back tomorrow. I need to speak. Sorry, let me just block somebody on... how do I do a block on TikTok? One sec, guys. Sorry, got an absolute imbecile in the chat there. Apologies. There you go. I think I've done... Have I done the block there? I think I have successfully done it. There we go. Apologies. What was I saying? Oh, I've got somebody else to block here. What is going on here? People leaving it late to go into troll mode. Maybe we should all go to bed for the night. But yeah, we'll figure out whether we're going to do a watch along again tomorrow. If not, it will be 1 to 24s on Sunday. It's going to be bold predictions on Monday. And then I think we're back with a transfer update on Tuesday. So muchly appreciated. We may be back tomorrow, but plenty coming up in the next week. And then we're going to be into predictions, and Sam Parkin's going to be back. And the season will begin. And you'll all be telling me it's flown by and it is March before you even know it. Oh, there we go. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Not really match fit. A little bit rusty, but really appreciate you all. I'll say farewell here on YouTube first, because I've got another person to block here on TikTok, where it's a bit more of a Wild West situation there. If you say nice things, I will put them up after the fact, and I might see you tomorrow. I'll go and chat to HQ right now, in fact. So farewell on